G'day everyone, I'm Karen and today's project is to assemble the Ikea MALM chest of 6 drawers. It doesn't look like much, just 3 small boxes. But when you unbox it, wow, it's a lot. You get 2 instruction books, one for the outer frame and one showing you how to put the drawers together. I have laid the stuff out in what I think is drawers and frame. Step 1 and 2 look to me like they've already been done. That's these bits here. There are 2 bits of this, which means it's each end, and you can tell the difference which is which end because one side is sealed and the other side is exposed. So the exposed side is obviously the back. So that will be this end, and this will be this end. This is step 2. We're going to put some screws into them. These are the ones we're using. Whoop. Now, if you're using a screwdriver or if you're using a drill, make it nice and steady and careful. Make sure these stay straight up and down, not on an angle. And when they stop, they stop. Don't overdo it. So that's 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one goes down here. This is step 3 and 4. There are 2 bits that look like this with holes in the bottom. So you want the 2 of them. You want these plastic ones that hammer in to the holes underneath. 1 of those for each end and 2 of those. This is step 5. What we're going to do is turn our part around so that it's facing the same way as the picture. And we're going to do that. These are the sides. They're the bits that came for me anyway, already put together. That is the bit that we just put the brackets on, and they sit there like that. And they kind of lock in because there are little leg things, and they sit in those holes. Remember to put these bits on the right way with them at the bottom. They're the feet. In time, we are going to be turning it up that way. So those little plastic things will be at the bottom. Step 6, we're going to use those skinny bits and those wider bits. The holes in the ends are different, so there's not going to be any confusion which part goes in which. We're going to be using 8 of the small dowel, and we're going to be putting them in each end. 1 in each end. We do that to all 6. And then we're going to take it over there and stand it on the screws that we put in before. The screws and the dowel line up perfectly. Still working with those 4 legs that we just put in. Next we take 4 little round plastic things. These are called cam locks. I think these are quite fascinating how they work, and I actually did a video on this a long time ago when I did my first Billy bookcase. So I will put a link down in the description and show you how a cam lock works if you're interested. But what we're going to do with this is you need some good light. If you have a look at the cam lock, you'll see it's got a little arrow on it. Let me adjust my focus here. I just do not have enough hands. There we go. You can see that it has an arrow on it. And that arrow needs to be facing down because there's a gap. It's just not enough light. It's raining today, so it's just too dark to do anything. And we're going to pop this in the hole with the arrow facing down. And then we are going to get our flathead screwdriver and we are going to turn this clockwise, and it locks that into place. That little wheel turns and hooks onto the screws. Steps 8, 9, 10 and 11. I've got no idea about their instructions, so I'm just going to use a bit of common sense. We know we've assembled the left side and the right side, and that bit is going to be the middle. We know that this bit is going to sit on top of that bit to become the middle, and then we're going to stand the whole thing up and join those 2 bits together. Those pieces there, where can you see there, they already have the dowel in them. I'm just going to put the screw things in this one and just sort of wing it. So you can see that the dowels and the screws are each in a hole, and those little metal things line up as well. So now it's just a matter of tightening them all up, and then we put that little cam lock thing in each of those like we've already done. People, we're getting there. Okay, this is what we've just done. We've put this on, we've screwed them in. We are going to do this just to make it easier for ourselves. Now it's starting to look like a cupboard. If we turn it over, this is the middle part. If we turn it over, we can see what we're doing. We've got, remember this bracket from before? We've got to put 2 more screws in that. And now we can work out which way these things are supposed to go. The wheels go to the back, the angled down bit goes to the front, so it goes that way. there are holes for it to line up. And where's the instructions? We use these weird little screws. Weird little screws with the flat end. Oh, man, this has been tricky. There's a hole. That's the middle. What we're going to do now is put these on while this is still open. It's easier to get to. So we just, remember the screw goes at the front. The holes are already there. Oh, you know what? I've got a better idea. Turn it all the way over. And then we can stand up and work on it like a real person. We're now almost finished. It's just a matter of putting in those last few cam screws. There's one at the top there, one there, and that one in the bottom, and the two screws over in that little silver bracket. So I'm going to do that right now. Alright, we're up to step 23, which is putting some dowels or whatever in the underneath side of the top piece. And I'm going to stick the top piece on top of that thing because I am sick of crawling around on the floor. So there it is, step 23. We've got a few more of these and they just go in these outside holes. There, that one's rolling away. That one fell on the floor. There we go. I'm going to screw these in. Step 24 is you would screw these brackets on if you were going to screw your whole unit to the wall. I'm not going to bother doing that, so I can skip step 24. Step 25, step 26. Step 25 is you take these two large bits of dowel and they go in the two holes in the top of this middle piece. And then we're going to get the whole top unit, flip it over, line it up with all the holes and all the pegs and put the top on the unit. Step 27, we've got 4 more cam locks left over and they go on the inside underneath the thing, under there. Step 28, we've got these 2 left over. These are kind of like cam locks, but they are big boy cam locks. And they go up the inside in the middle, up in there. 29 and 30, we're going to lay it over and put some feet in it. Step 31 through to 36 is all about sliding the back onto the whole unit and nailing it in place with all of those bazillion little nails that they gave you. Make sure that everything is square when you nail it in place, otherwise the drawers probably won't slide very well. Step 1, you start with the front panel of the drawer. Grab the 2 screws and put 2 screws in each end of the drawer. Make sure they're the right screws going into the right hole. At step 2, we're using the side panels. There is a right side and a left side for each drawer. Make sure you've got one of each. Poke the dowels in the holes in the end, and then stand the sides of the drawer onto the front of the drawer that we just worked with. Step 3, you need 4 cam locks, 2 for each end of the drawers. Make sure the arrow on the cam lock is pointing down, pop it into the little hole, and then turn it with a flathead screwdriver. The cam lock will twist and lock onto the screws we put in at step 1. Step 4 and 5 is where you grab the bottom of the drawer and sort of slot it into the groove along the inside of the front panel of the drawer. And then you grab the back panel of the drawer and you kind of just slot them all together and make sure everything fits in all of the grooves. Step 6 is where you join it all together using 4 of the weird looking plastic screw type things that you hammer in with a hammer or a mallet. At step 7, you press those little rubber stoppers into the holes in the sides behind the front of the drawer. They're just there to stop the drawer making so much noise when you close it. For step 8, you'll need a set of drawer runners. They should come tied together in a pair, and the pair is a left and a right. They will only go on one way. The roller needs to be at the back of the drawer. So if you have your drawer facing the same way as it is in the drawing, everything should go together nice and easy. The part at step 9 acts as support for the base of the drawer. I found the instructions to be very clear and easy to follow, so just do exactly what the drawings tell you to do. Make sure it goes in nice and tight and doesn't flap around, otherwise it'll be rattly and noisy. Step 10, slide the drawer into the unit and you're done. Yippee! That was a big job.